Hello, it's me, Amy Elizabeth Ivy. Me and my crooked mouth and my extremely frizzy hair. Today I have a pretty good excuse, is because I was out in the rain over and over and over again. So I look like a wet dog, like a really bad wet dog, kind of like a poodle actually, which is really scary. So my point of doing this vlog today was to talk about my Botox. This is my second treatment. I went today. It is November 13th, 2017. And I did discuss with the doctor that I need more right here and more on my temples and more right here around my jaw. I think it did help my jaw some, but it didn't do anything else. Well, it froze my forehead. It looked awesome, except for it right here still did not feel great. So he put some extra right here, and I told him that I am vain and that I did not want my eyebrows to be touching down on top of my eyelids right here. And that's what happened. I guess that's a side effect of you, or just, I don't know if that's a side effect. That's what they called it, but I don't think that's the right term. When you put too much Botox here, then your lids can actually fall down, and my lids were touching, my upper lid was touching my lower, and I could feel it, and it was annoying. And then when I looked in the mirror, my eyes were like more sunken. They were sunken. My eyes are not sunken, they're big, and my brows go high. And I said, I don't want that. So he said, okay, I will not put it as low there. So they actually look pretty good, other than me looking really worn out. So we'll see if this one works. But like I said, I started this saying I was going to vlog about Botox, but really we had an insane day. We didn't know that there was a storm coming, so my mom drove me to the doctor's appointment in Issaquah, and on the way back we stopped at Trader Joe's and our car battery died. So we loaded the car up with fresh groceries. Yes, very cold and frozen milk, eggs, frozen stuff, not fun. And Geico said they were going to take 90 minutes to get out there. 90 freaking minutes. We were in the car today from 4:15 until 9 p.m. 4:15 to 9 p.m. Why? Because Geico did take 90 minutes, like exactly. He charged the battery. We started to get home, and then the battery starts dying again. We got detoured because there was an accident. It was a nightmare getting over Lakemont to get over to our house in Newcastle. And then the battery just died right as we're getting over Somerset Forest Ridge, if you know where that is. Right as we're about to get down the steep hill, it dies in the middle of the lane. This is a 2-lane road. There's cars, just taillight after taillight after taillight. And we're stuck. And I start freaking out a little bit. My mom got a little more freaked out. So we needed flares. That's a lesson. I'm here to tell you, put flares in your car, because our emergency lights would not work because the battery was completely dead and something else was wrong. Something else is definitely wrong. The car ended up locking and went into park. I've never heard of that, but there were 3 separate men, 3 separate cars, yes, 3, that stopped in the pouring rain. It was pouring and it's blowing, and they each stopped to help us move the car. It was so nice. And I mean, that was dangerous for them. They had to pull over to the side of the road, but then they did try to move the car, and that was right when they went into park. It had been in neutral, so we moved it like a foot. And it's pouring down rain. I called 911 and I said, I don't know if this is okay to do, but this is dangerous here. And so they said yes, they would send an officer out, but it would probably take like half an hour. So once again, Geico said 90 minutes. So 90 minutes to get home, about 3 miles. We live literally like 3 miles from where the car died. So it's pouring, it's blowing, there's traffic everywhere. And we couldn't move the car. So the men left, and I stood out in front of the car for a while, in the back of the car, detouring people. I'm wearing all black. The car's like neutral colored, like champagne. So I'm very surprised that people actually saw it and didn't hit us. Oh, and by the way, there's 2 small dogs in the car with us. We left one at home, but 2 small dogs. They're freaking out. They have not been out of the car for 4 hours at this point. They probably really have to go. We thought they were going to go in the back seat, and they did not. But they start whining, and they're getting fussy, and we felt bad for them. And yes, our bladders were full, and we were going to wait 90 minutes again for Geico. But I called back 911, and I said, is there anything that you can do? They said, we sent somebody out to you. He's going to be there soon, hopefully, but he can call a tow truck too if you want him to. So he got there, and he had this big black SUV and had these flashing lights on it in the back and the front, just like we'd seen at the detour that we saw earlier, that we had to go a different way going down Somerset. So that was awesome. So we felt safer that way, but it still was inconvenient to other people, so we felt bad. But his name was Officer Vogel, and he was very kind. He tried to mess with the car a little bit and didn't do anything. So he called a tow truck, and he said about maybe half an hour at the most, and he showed up. And the guy was really nice. He got it going really fast. Unfortunately, we had to leave the dogs in the car while it was being towed, which we were not crazy about. We thought we could bring them like in the tow truck with us, but the guy was not cool with that. So it's fine. So the dogs were probably terrified, but you know what? They love us unconditionally. They're going to bounce back. And they were okay, and they did not pee in the car. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, they're good dogs like that. They have really good bladders. They have good bladder control, and they have great manners. But that was shocking. So we got home 9 o'clock, said goodbye to the tow truck guy, and ran in the house, put the groceries away, and little Chiniwana, Selena, as we call her, was just dying to see us. She was so happy. And I don't always let my mom take her in the car. I'm kind of weird about that. I have like major phobias, like, not a phobia, what am I talking about? It's anxiety with having dogs in the car and having an accident. And my mom doesn't always use the seat belts for them, and they're supposed to. It's another issue that I have. But she's tiny, and I didn't want her being in the car, so this time she didn't go. So that is my really long story. If anybody bothers to listen to this, fabulous. But this has been a nightmare day, and it is 10:10 right now, and I'm gonna go wash my face and eat something. We got a whole bunch of really good stuff at Trader Joe's. We hardly go there, so we stocked up. So I really hope that everybody got home safe tonight. It was a surprising storm for us, but yeah, hope no trees fell on you or your car. Sounds awful, but it happens. And that's my story. My head's actually really starting to hurt right now, and my neck, so I had to go rest it and take more Advil. And I will keep the Botox up to date going. I didn't really have much this last time because not much happened, other than my jaw started to feel better, which it hurts all the time. Okay, good night, bye-bye.